all, welcome back to my channel. Yes, it is Sunday morning and I decided that now was a good time to do this vlog. This is a vlog that I've been meaning to do for a couple of days now, a few days now, and I just hadn't been ready to do it. And I know that this is something that I don't have to do, but in the past, this is something that has helped me through the grieving process when I lost my mom 4 years ago and my sister a year and a half ago. And now with the thumbnail, you see that I am grieving a dad that I have not seen in 20 years. But I'm gonna just say that before I jump into that, because I know I'm gonna get emotional, I just kind of wanted to give you all a life update, as if that isn't a life update all on its own. But I know that I'm gonna get a bit emotional, and so I just figured I'd get some of the other stuff out of the way ahead of time. Life has been a little bit hectic and chaotic lately. I just, you know, for most of us, we're all tired of being at home. We're tired of just the past 5 months, everything that's been going on with the virus. And I know that I, for one, feel like it is a constant battle. And I feel that way because, like I have said before, I have 2 first responders in my family. I have my son and my husband. My husband is an LA County fire captain, and so he is on the front lines. He gets medical calls daily, and some of those medical calls are for patients that have COVID-19. Now, I would have thought at the beginning of this that that was going to be the most hazardous part of his job, is dealing with the patients that were calling 911 because of this virus. And up until, I would say, a month and a half ago, it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, as far as him being exposed and feeling like he had really gotten exposed to the virus and come in contact with it. They wear, you know, full PPE when they're out in the field, and so Jeff is pretty confident that he is being diligent about doing what he needs to do not to get exposed and get sick. The problem is that he is getting exposed from people that he works with now. About a month and a half ago, it was the first time somebody in his fire station had gotten it, and it just seems like every week after now he has been exposed. And when I say that, it's because yes, they wear face masks, yes, they wash their hands, but they also sleep in a dorm together, and there are partitions in the dorms, but they're not separate rooms with separate ventilation. They live together for days in and days out. When Jeff works, he doesn't always work at the same fire station. He works at other fire stations. And so that poses, you know, more of a problem because he's coming in contact with more people, not only just the patients. And so it's just been week after week of Jeff finding out that somebody new at his station has come up positive, or somebody on his shift has come up positive. And it is very, very stressful. It's scary to me because when that happens, we obviously have to take more precautions around the house. I feel like Jeff has been in the motorhome for 4 months now, living on the side of our house, and we are very lucky to have that, so he doesn't have to go elsewhere. But there is still that separation there that is really hard to manage between a husband and wife and a dad and his daughter, Allie. And we are doing it. Is it without struggle? Absolutely not. It's hard, but we're doing it. I mean, that's part of marriage, for better, for worse, sickness and health, good times and bad. And this is all of those things right now. I will say though that some of you had noticed that I haven't been wearing my wedding band. I promise you that has nothing to do with it at all. Jeff is here, we are married, we're fine. I just haven't been wearing it because I have been sanitizing my hands like mad. I have been putting cream on my hands. I'm using cleaners to clean all of the common areas in the house. between our laundry room and the motorhome. And I just feel like my hands, it's wearing on my hands. My nails are angry right now. They really are. They are brittle, they are breaking. My skin is dry and cracking. And as much as I try to keep cream on them and oil, vitamin E oil, it's just not helping. And that really is the only reason I took my ring off. But yes, again, Jeff just got exposed the other day. A gentleman at his work had been there all day at 5 o'clock when he found out that his wife tested positive. And so he ended up leaving at 5, and you know, you just hear that and your heart just kind of sinks, not only for them because you don't want them to be sick, you hope for their well-being and that they get through this fine, but then you start thinking about, oh my word, Jeff has just been with him for like the last 12, 13 hours. And, you know, Jeff is like, there were times where I had my face mask off because I was eating. And now this guy, as of yesterday, tested positive as well. And it's just, it's tiring. It really is. It's like once you have one close call, then you have another close call. And Jeff is just constantly being tested because of these close calls. And I just feel like the walls are closing in on us. And I feel like it's a battle, you know, for our lives and to keep us safe. And so some of you may think that that is extreme, but that's the life that I live with 2 first responders and frontliners living in our house. Ray already had COVID, my son who's 25, and he got it early on when the virus was first coming out, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And my son is a very healthy person. He has no underlying health issues, and it knocked him to his knees. And it just scared the life out of me. I was fearful every day that I brought him home, as most of you know. And so Ray comes home often, and we have a room set up in the house for anybody who does get sick that needs to be quarantined. And Jeff is staying in the motorhome, and it sucks. I'm gonna say it, you know, it sucks. Today is the 9th, tomorrow is the 10th, and Allie starts online school tomorrow. I'm nervous as all heck about it. I hope that I'm up for the task. We signed up for a full year of online schooling for her because I just don't feel comfortable sending my daughter to school when somebody else tells me that they're opening up the schools and it's time for Allie to go. That may be for some people, it's just not for me. I'm trying to keep Kayla safe, who has an underlying health issue, and I just feel like it's for the best and the wisest decision that Allie has to stay home and do online schooling for the 2020-2021 year. And that is not something that I'm excited about, and not for her, not for me. I think it's just sad, but it's what needs to be done. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous and I'm scared because, gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be successful in it. It's so much right now, you know, it's just a lot. And I'm trying to stay positive, but it's a lot right now, and I just want this to end, as so many of us do, and it's just not. We all want life back to normal, and this just isn't normal. None of it is. Jeff being in the motorhome, Allie going to school, having a room for quarantining in your house. It's just this everyday reminder, you know, and I think just over the last 5 weeks, it's really started to hit me hard. You know, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And, you know, then we're gonna get to the title of this video. So before I do get to that, I do want to say that it was my biological dad who passed away. And I am very, very blessed and thankful to have a dad named John that has raised me with my mom my whole life. He is the one that I have called dad. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've called both of them dad, but I didn't know, or I haven't seen my biological dad for 20 years. The dad that raised me is John, and I have not seen my biological dad for 20 years, and he's the one that passed away. And I am so thankful for John. There is no disrespect toward my dad, John. I am very lucky to have him, and when my mom passed away, he has really just been the rock for my brother and I through this whole thing, and I love him so, so much. He's my dad. You know, I love him just like everybody else loves their dad. And like so many of us that have been the product of a divorce, I mean, I've been divorced, so Kayla and Ray are going through what I'm going through, not knowing their dad, but having Jeff as their dad. I was one of those kids that my mom and my biological dad were sharing custody. And so each summer I would go and visit my biological dad for a month out of the summer. And then I would come home and spend the rest of the summer with my mom. And growing up, I spent a lot of time with my dad and his new wife and my stepbrother and sisters. And then it was all of a sudden one summer my grandma died, and it was my mom's mom. And I told my dad that I wanted to stay home with my mom that summer because I was just sad because my grandma lived with us for a little bit right before she died. And it was after that summer that I never saw my dad again, my biological dad. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it hurt my dad that I didn't want to go and visit him that summer. I don't know. But I never saw him again after that. Well, I shouldn't say I never saw him again after that. I never went to visit him again after that. I never got to go camping with him and his wife and my stepsister and brother again after that. There was really no contact after that on his part. And I want to say 20 years ago, before I got married, I had reached out to him. And he was receptive, and we met up. And Ray was like 5 years old, and we had met up for lunch, and it was a nice lunch, and that was the last time that I saw him. 10 years ago, I had reached out again and sent him a letter and pictures through a family friend who lived next door to him, and I never heard back from him. And so last week, that same family friend that I gave the letter to came to my door, and she told me that my dad had passed away the night before. And so I'm really thankful and blessed and feel lucky that I got to hear it from a loving, kind heart, and that my stepsister made sure of that. And she just did not want me to hear about it on social media. And so she made sure that I heard it from the family friend. And so some may say, you know, how are you grieving and crying over somebody you haven't seen in 20 years? I say it's okay to do that because now both of my biological parents are gone. My mom passed away 4 years ago, and now my biological dad. So the two people that made me, that brought me into this world, are no longer. And I think what I'm grieving over is the fact that the door is closed to my biological dad. Like, I'll never know if he loved me. I'll never know if he thought about me over the last 20 years. I'll never know why he didn't want to see me. Like, none of those questions will be answered. And I'll never get the chance to rectify things with him. And I know that it's okay to feel that way, and that there's no disrespect to my dad, John, who raised me, because it's who I am. It's what I was made of. This man made me. And I don't feel bad about that. You know, my dad knows, John knows I love him and I'm thankful for him. And he is more of a father to me than my biological dad ever was. But I think that when people, kids, whether you're adults or your kids, and your dad isn't a part of your life, your biological dad, there's a hole in your heart or an emptiness in your heart, and there's questions that you want answered. And I know for me, I never got them answered, and now they'll never be answered. And so it's something that I just need to grieve. I need to go through the motions. I need to feel it, and then I just need to shut the door and let it go and be thankful. Of course, I am very thankful that I have my dad, John. But I think that just the amount of loss that I've had over the last 4 years is just so much. It's like my family is just diminishing. I find my stepsister DM'd me. We had been DMing on Facebook, and then we gave each other our phone numbers, and I don't really know why we didn't have each other's phone numbers before, but it doesn't matter. And so whether it was comfort or not, or feeling maybe she didn't want to feel like she was betraying my dad and her mom, but my stepsister has always been an amazing person, and she's always been a good stepsister to me, and she's always kept in contact, and she's always let her voice be heard when I've been going through a hard time. She's always looked out for me, I guess I should say. And she was sending me we text each other the other day, and she sent me some pictures of me and my dad swimming. And it's just sad that I don't have any pictures, like current pictures, but I'm thankful for the pictures that she sent me, and she said she'd send me more. I will say the one thing that has kept me going is, and I see the cycle that I do. When my mom passed away 4 years ago, that's when I started my YouTube channel. And I just kind of dove right into it, and it kept me busy crafting, working with my hands, and keeping my mind busy really helped me grieve and get through it. And I think it's a really healthy way to do it. And then when my sister passed away, I did the same thing. And with both of them, I did a vlog. I did a DIY for both of them. When my sister passed away 1.5 years ago, I did those remembrance boxes for my nieces and nephews, because I cleaned out her house. And so with this, I'm not sure. There's something I know that I need to create to kind of finish this process off for me. I just haven't figured out what it's gonna be because of the situation, but I knew it was something that I needed to talk about, because I know that there are so many people that are in my same situation, whether you're younger or older. You have an amazing dad who raised you, or maybe you don't, And you also have that biological dad who isn't a part of your life. And if he's still here living and just not a part of your life, or he has passed on and you're grieving the loss, I think that it's okay to grieve it, even if it wasn't a good situation, because that was the person who made you. And I think honestly that is the main reason that I'm grieving, is that just the man who made me is gone, the mom who made me is gone, and the door to rectifying anything with my dad is now closed. You know, I know it wasn't completely up to me. I know that my dad obviously had a huge responsibility as a parent. I know that. But there's like still that little girl in me that feels like I could have done more. But I wouldn't want my kids to feel that way about their dad. And so I just need to feel this, grieve it, and do what I need to do to get past it. But for now, I'm going to keep on moving forward. I'm going to keep going on. We've got school tomorrow, so I'm going to say it, Lord help me. I just am praying for extra patience and for the wisdom and the knowledge to help Allie through this next year, because I'm nervous. And I know that so many of you that are watching this probably are feeling the same thing that I'm feeling. And I just keep saying it's just 1 year. It's just 1 year, and I'm going to get past this, and we need to do this for now. I'm not sure where my sanity is going to be in a year, but I'm sure it'll be fine, because I'm going to keep crafting. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm a strong person, and I'm going to get through this. We're all going to get through this, and that's what we have to tell each other. I just keep saying in my head, and I keep telling Allie and Kayla, this is temporary. This is temporary. We have to do this, and we're going to get past this. This too shall pass. Anyway, I don't want to leave this on a bad note. I've got some fun DIYs in store for you. Last week when I heard this news, I really went into creating an overdrive, which is so strange to me that I'm that way. But I get inspired and I just dive in to creating. And I think that there were 4 days that I created and did. I did a total of 12 DIYs in a 4-day period. And I crafted, I want to say, from 6 in the morning until almost 11 at night. And I think I needed that. But the result of that was some pretty cool DIYs that I'm really looking forward to bringing to you. So you'll want to stay tuned for those. And I've got a Dollar Tree haul that I'm bringing to you, a Michael's haul, and I think a 99-cent store haul that I'll be bringing to you over the next week or so. So you'll want to stay tuned for those. Until then, everybody, I hope I wasn't too much of a Debbie Downer to you. I just wanted to give you a life update and let you all know this wasn't one of those happy updates, that is for sure. It was just kind of an update. This is life, and I think we're all going through it, and this is real. And so not every day is going to be a happy day or a super positive day, but I think that in the end, if we just kind of keep our brains positive, I am one of those people who truly believes mind over matter, and your mind has to be strong, and you've got to keep it strong and keep it healthy to keep moving forward, and that's what I'm going to do. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, and try to stay as positive as you can, and I will catch you later. Bye for now, everybody.